We must protect all institutions that support our interests. The second piece that I think is very important to keep in mind is that any individual with special needs requires special attention of people who are professional, knowledgeable, and experienced to address those needs. Our family, for 2.5 years, had a foster son who, when he came to us, was 8 years old. And frankly, any child has special needs, but these were needs of the routine nature in relation to what we're talking about, children that have a history of drug abuse in the household.
So you're saying there needs to be the accentuation of both areas, the group home and the foster home?
There very definitely needs to be those institutions who understand. You see, we don't need to cripple and diminish those institutions which work effectively.
Mother Hale, do you have any problem with that philosophy?
Obviously not. I'm sitting here just admiring everything he's saying, because I really agree with him.
Let me ask you this, though. What about the fact that there are probably thousands of people, maybe not ready to be foster parents yet, but if we got the Bob Gores of the world energized and mobilized to take on this task, wouldn't that be a great thing?
I think it would be wonderful, but I think that's incredibly unrealistic. I don't think it's going to happen. I also think that the number, when we talk about foster homes, and children of visible minorities, I think we're talking about children who are displaced so easily, so that we have people who are sending visible minority children up to places as far as Messina, New York, in families that in no way resemble them, and we're asked to believe that that's a good placement for a child. I submit to you it is not a good placement for a child. I think there are good places for children, but I think children should be culture bound, and children should be involved in families, with families who represent their culture.
Okay, I want to ask you both a question, and maybe it's a little too sensitive, but please, it's something that I'm sure is on the minds of a lot of people. And that is, to what degree has all of this, I'm not talking about the two people in front of us on the TV screen right now, but to what degree has all of this become a business of dealing with the lives of little children for a lot of people? When we talk about good group homes, bad foster care, and use those kind of cliches and juxtapose, the reality is we're talking about the city, the state, whomever, paying money out to get people, to get institutions, to invite folks to come forward to resolve problems, in some cases, partly for money.
No,
to what degree?
Not partly, for a lot. I think a lot of it has to do with money. When we have agencies that are getting $20 million, $30 million a year for the care of children, we're talking about big business. When you talk about a place like Hale House, you're talking about a small business and the care of children for their sake, and not for the sake of any monies that we get. And let me just say, we're not going to close. And I don't want anyone to feel that we are. We plan to stay open, and we plan, if necessary, to be independent of the city.
A lot of foster parents, some people have heard rumors, are in it for the money too. I mean, this is where you get the bad foster parent syndrome.
Well, I think the bad foster parent comes from those people who don't care about the children or incapable of caring for the children.
Okay, I'll tell you what, if you'd like to follow Mother Hale's example, there are children waiting for homes right now. Get your pen and pencil ready for a phone number and some more information when we come back here on Best Talk. Stay with us. One of the most important problems here, I guess a lot of people watching this program are saying to ourselves, is the question of responsibility. I mean, obviously here we have the city, we have the state, we have this government agency, that one. We have different points of view on this whole question of foster versus a group home. But the ultimate problem is that we're facing an explosion in this arena, an exploding problem, one we never even thought of was coming down the pike, with crack, with AIDS.